Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sister Rini, we cannot hear you clearly. Can you check your mic?
Hello, test. Mehedi, can you hear me?
Yeah, now clear.
Okay, loud and clear. Okay, we can start.
Alhamdulillah, our trainer is also here.
So we can start. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Rabbi sahli sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi habli hukman fi salihin wa ja'alni lisanan sidqin fil akhirin wa ja'alni min warasati jannatin na'im. Dear Professor, Doctor, lecturers, committee members, and fellow colleagues, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. We are gathered here in a beautiful morning to attend the second day of our workshop series on quantitative analysis and reference writing. My name is Mintan Rahmi. You can call me Rini. I'm a student of economics. So we're here today to provide information. As a researcher, we are facing different types of data. What kind of analysis we should use to achieve our research objectives. Today's topic will be conveyed by Dr. Muhammad Mehedi Masud on PLS, a hands-on approach. A short introduction on our speakers. Dr. Muhammad Mehedi Masud is a senior lecturer at the Department of Economics of Development Studies, Faculties of Economics and Administration. What happened? Okay. He has published more than 35 scientific papers in international research journals. His research interests are development economics, environment, sustainable development, environmental impact assessment, ecotourism, development, climate change, adaptation, mitigation of community development, and other things related to the environment and development. He has received several awards such as Academic Excellence Award in 2014 and Excellence Award 2015, Bangladesh Students' Night Award 2015 from University of Malaya. Okay, the time is yours, Dr. Mehedi, please. Today we'll be finished until 1 p.m. Okay, so for the participant, if you have questions during the speakers convey the lectures, you can ask in the chat box. Otherwise, you have to wait to speakers if you want to ask directly. Okay, please, Dr. Mehedi, the time is yours.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
So I think I don't have to introduce myself. You already know me. So allow me to share the screen first.
Doctor, it's allowed already.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, assalamu alaikum and good morning to all of you. Hope everybody is fine and safe. So let's get started our workshop. So before commencing our workshop, let me motivate you by saying the statement of Richard Stallman. Sharing knowledge is the most fundamental act of friendship because it is a way you can give something without losing something. So today we are here to share our knowledge. We learn from each other without losing anything. So hope you will enjoy this session. So today we are going to talk about a smart PLS, a hands-on approach. So why a smart PLS? So as we know that we have two types of structural equation modeling. One is covariance-based structural equation modeling. Another one is variance-based SEM or structural equation modeling. So a smart PLS is a variance-based SEM. So using this smart PLS, you can develop formative as well as reflective model. But if you use covariance-based SEM, you can develop only reflective model. Then for a smart PLS, we don't bother too much about model fit indices. But if you do covariance-based SEM, then you have to be concerned about model fit indices or matrices. For example, you have to look at RMC, you have to look for chi-square, you have to look for CFI, TLI, NFI, and many more. But for a smart PLS, the main purpose of a smart PLS is not to see the model fit or goodness. Okay, but you can see looking at what's called the SRMR, the standardized root square residual, as well as you can see RMS, root mean square residual covariance. Then the smart PLS is suitable for exploratory research, okay, and covariance-based structural equation modeling is suitable for explanatory research. That means if you want to test a structural theory, if you want to confirm a specific theory, if you want to compare a theory with alternative theories, then you can use covariance-based structural equation modeling. But if you want to do exploratory research, that means the extension of a structural theory, okay, then the smart PLS is the best one. The next thing is a smart PLS is appropriate for a small as well as large sample size. Then data do not to be normally distributed for a smart PLS. Another good thing is you can have moderated variable as a continuous variable or categorical variable. Both are accepted for a smart PLS. Then last but not least, it is of course user-friendly and it has colorful graphical presentation. So that's why I prefer a smart PLS instead of using covariance-based structural equation modeling. Okay. Now let me ask you, why are we here? Any volunteer? I need your response. Please make it interactive session. Eh? So why are we here?
So, to study about PLS.
Okay, so we want to know a smart PLS. Why you want to know? Because we want to publish journal articles using a smart PLS. Okay, so let's look at the structure of the analysis. Okay, so basically, if you use a smart PLS, then in your research paper, you should follow this structure of analysis. That means you need to include all these components in your research paper. Remember one thing, I'm not talking about abstract writing. I'm not talking about how to write introduction. I'm not talking about how to review literature. I'm not talking about methodology. Okay, I'm talking only the results section. If you want to analyze your data using a smart PLS, okay? So you need to follow this structure, okay? So let me share the structure. The section 1, in your research paper, you don't have to write the section 1, section 2, section 3. It's for your understanding. I have divided into 3 parts, okay? So section 1 or part 1, you have to do the measurement model, okay? Measurement model, it can be reflective measurement model, it can be formative measurement model. So this section, we will calculate convergent validity based on indicator loadings and AVE, average variance extraction. Then we look into internal consistency of the indicators or of the construct based on composite reliability value and Cronbach alpha value. Then we look discriminant validity, looking at the value of cross loadings, HTMT criterion, Fornell and Laker criterion, as well as we can look at confidence interval. So this is the first part of this analysis. So you have to remember that if you want to write a research paper using a smart PLS, the first section of your result should contain these components, okay? Then the second section, the second part, we used to call assessment of a structural model, okay? So in order to develop or test your hypothesis, the first things you need to do is check VIF, variance inflator factor, okay, of your construct. Then you will look at the first coefficient, standard error, T statistic, to see the relationship among the variables. Then, of course, you need to look at the R square, then F square and Q square. So these are the components you should contain, you should include in second part, okay? The second section. Then the third section, okay? You can add one mediation effect if your proposed research model have mediating factor, then you can analyze the mediation effect. If you have moderating variable, then you can see moderation effect. If you have the multi-group analysis, then you can do multi-group analysis, okay? So these are the basic structure of the analysis. Now, let me give you an example, okay? Let's say you have a patient, okay? You have a patient who requires operation, okay? So before sending him to the operation theater, what you need to do? Let's say you are a doctor. So what you should do? You need to do diagnosis test. You need to do anesthesia test. You need to check his pulse. You need to check his sugar level and so on. So this is considered as a diagnosis test. So for a smart PLS, the first section, the measurement model, is considered as a diagnosis test of the model, okay? So convergent validity, internal consistency, discriminant validity, this is considered as a diagnosis test, okay? Whether your patient is fit to go operation theater or not, okay? You have to check at the first stage. Then if you think that your patient is okay, he doesn't have any complication, then you can send him to the operation theater. That is to test the second part, okay, second section. That is your second section, that your patient is suitable for operation. So you send him to the operation theater. Now you will do the operation. So we can have two types of operation. Let's say one is minor operation. Another one can be the major operation, or critical operation, okay? So the second stage is the minor operation, okay? You want to test your hypothesis. You want to see the relationship among the variable. So the second stage consider is a minor operation, okay? So you need to see the BIF, path coefficient, TS, and R square, F square, Q square. Then third stage, if you want to, let's say this is considered as a major operation, okay, the critical. So you can add one, the mediation effect or moderation effect or multi-group analysis, okay? So this way you can remember, this is an example, okay? So this is the basic structure of the analysis. So do you have any question up to this point? Is it clear to you?
Yes, doctor.
If you have any questions, you can ask directly.
Yeah, sure.
I think no.
Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. So if you are not clear, please ask me question. Feel free to ask question, okay? Okay, then let me give you in details, okay? Section 1 is measurement model. It can be reflective measurement model. It can be formative reflective model, or it can be mixed, considering both reflective and formative model, okay? So let me give you an example, okay? My left hand side is formative and right hand side is reflective, okay? So we always confuse about formative and reflective model, okay? So just I will give you two words to remember. One is from, okay? From one dimension, okay? From based on some indicators. Let's say the store image is a dimension, okay? So it is from based on 3 indicators: car parking, facilities, glamour. So these 3 indicators from this dimension, okay? So this is formative. And another way to remember formative, the arrows go to right hand side, okay? Arrows go to right hand side, okay? So this is the 2 way. You remember the word from, the indicators from a dimension, that is formative. And arrows go to right hand side. And reflective, see the dimension, store image reflects, okay? Reflect, you remember the word reflect. Reflects several indicators, okay? So this is one way. Another way, the arrows go to left hand side, okay? So this is the basic keyword to remember to differentiate between reflective versus formative, okay? So we can give you some example of 4 types of reflective and reflective, okay? So if you look at this diagram, this is second order model, okay? So the first order is reflective, as well as second order also reflective, okay? So that's why it is called type 1, reflective. Let me give you another example. Reflective, formative, the mixed model, okay? The first order is reflective, second order is formative, okay? Then formative, okay? First order is formative, second order also formative, okay? The fourth type, formative, reflective, okay? The first order is formative and the second order is reflective, okay? So these 4 type of reflective, formative, what is called formative, reflective. Okay. So let me share the evaluation criteria of reflective measurement model. Today we are going to highlight reflective measurement model because I want to show and to share a data set which is considered a reflective model. Okay. So in order to see evaluate reflective model, measurement model, we need to look at convergent validity. So as I mentioned, earlier, so convergent validity. So how we look at it? We look at the indicators loadings, each indicator loadings. So the rule of thumb is loadings should be or must be greater than or equal 0.70. Any question from the audience?
Any questions?
If no question, I will request to unmute. Okay. Then we will look at average variance extracted value. Okay. So the rule of thumb is the value must be greater than or equal 0.50 according to Hare and others. So this is the convergent validity we can look at based on indicator loadings and average variance extraction. Okay, and the cutoff value or threshold value is according to Hare 0.70 for indicator loadings and 0.50 for AVE. Okay. Then we can look at internal consistency. Okay. So internal consistency based on composite reliability as well as Cronberg alpha value is not given here, Cronberg alpha value, but you can calculate both. Okay. So composite reliability value must be greater than or equal 0.70. Okay. Then discriminant validity. So we calculate discriminant validity or we check discriminant validity based on basically three criterion. Okay. The Fresnel and Laker criterion. So what is Fresnel and Laker criterion? It is a square root of ABE. Okay. So it will be in the diagonal. And it should be larger than the correlations, that means off diagonal. I will show you. Then cross loading. Okay, so all indicators load high on its own construct but low on the other construct. Then HT-MT criterion. Okay, so according to this criterion, the threshold value must be less than or equal 0.90 according to Gold and others. And according to Kalan, it should be equal or less than 0.85. Okay. And also we can look at the confidence interval. So make sure that confidence interval does not show a value of 1 according to Hensler and others. Okay. So this is the evaluation criteria. Okay. So this is the first part. We have completed the first part. Okay. Then again, second part, as we mentioned. Okay. So assessment of a structural model. Okay. So first we need to check variance inflator factors for what? To see the multicollinearity. Okay. To see the multicollinearity. Okay. So if BIF value is less than 5 according to Hare or less than 3.3 according to Diamantopoulos, okay, Paulos and Sigao, okay, 2006, okay. So this is the rule of thumb or threshold value for BIF. So if you want to test your hypothesis model, first you need to look into BIF value, okay. It should be below 5, 3.3 or 5, okay. Then you need to look at the relationship and significance level, whether your hypothesis is accepted or fail to reject. Okay, null hypothesis. So how you are going to look at it? Based on your path coefficient, you look at your standard error, and most importantly, you look at the t statistics. Okay, so based on the t statistics, okay, so you can see the rule of thumb. Okay, t value should be greater than 2.58, or is there is general rules. If it is above 2, you can say there is a significant relationship. Okay, okay, then let's look at the r square. Okay, you have to look at the r square. What is the r square? Is the coefficient of determination which denotes how much of the variance in the endogenous latent construct is explained by exogenous latent construct. Okay, so basically r square explain the variance in the endogenous variables explained by the exogenous variables. This is the simple way. Okay, simply it means how much change in the dependent variable can be accounted by one or more dependent variables. Okay, this is the simply we can say. Okay, so there are I think 3 or 4 rule of thumb, but I pick up only here. So according to here, so if your r square is 0.25, that means is weak. If you find your r square is 0.50, it is considered moderate. If it is 0.75, okay, above, it is considered substantial. Okay, so substantial change. Okay, so that means, as I mentioned, that change in the dependent variable can be accounted by one or more independent variable. Okay, then we can look at we have to look for effect size, which is known as f square. Okay, so what is it? F square, a variable in a structural model, may be affected or influenced by a number of different variables. Okay, so a variable in a structural model may be affected or influenced by a number of different variables. Okay, so removing on an exogenous variable can affect the dependent variable. So we could say that if square is the change in r square. Okay, so when an exogenous variable is removed from the model, so we can see the change. Okay, so according to Cohen, okay, f square is as if you have f square is 0.02, that means a small effect. If you have 0.15, it is considered medium effect. If you have 0.35 and above, it is considered as a large effect. Okay, then one more thing, we need to see the predictive relevance, which is known as q square. Okay, so what is q square? Q square is a criterion to evaluate how well the omitted data are estimated by the model. Okay, so when PLS SEM exhibits predictive relevance, it well predicts the data point of indicators. Okay, so a q square value larger than 0 for a certain endogenous latent variable indicates that PLS path model has predictive relevance for this construct. Okay, so q square is predictive relevance, measures whether a model has predictive relevance or not. So it's greater than 0 is good. Okay, so further, q square establishes the predictive relevance of the endogenous construct. So q square above 0 shows that model has predictive relevance. This is the rule of thumb. Okay, so this is the second part. Okay, the third part, if you want to do mediating analysis, So you have to see is there mediating effect. So if remember, it can have no mediation effect, it can have partial mediation, it can have full mediation. Okay. So full mediation, let's say there is no indirect effect, but you find there is a mediating effect. So you can say full mediation. Then if you find that there is a direct relationship as well as indirect significant relationship, that means there is a partial relationship. Then the third, if you don't find the direct significant relationship, but you find the mediating effect, that means there is no mediation effect. So these three ways you can see the mediation effect, whether there is a mediation effect or not. Okay. Then moderating effect. Yeah. So let's say you have direct relationship, significant relationship between independent variable and dependent variable, but you want to add one more moderating variable, okay, to strengthen this relationship. Okay, this is also called interaction term. Okay, so you should interact with the independent variable and see the effect on dependent variable. So this way you can see or test the moderating effect. Okay, then you can have the multi-group analysis. If you want to see the differences between two groups, let's say you have two groups, lower income group and higher income groups. So in terms of environmental awareness, you want to see the difference between these two groups. Who are more aware about the environmental issues, lower income group or higher income group. So you can do this multi-group analysis. Okay, this could be more than two groups. Okay, can be. Okay, then yeah, you can do also higher order model, second order model, third order model. Okay, as I have shown on example, the what is called the type of reflective and formative model. Okay, so if we have time, then we can show you. Okay. Okay, so up to this point, do you have any question?
Any questions from participants?
From the audience, please feel free to ask question.
If you have difficulty to understand below, maybe you can ask right now. I think not yet, doctor.
Okay. So before going or before embarking our hands-on approach, I think let me share you one article. I think I have provided two articles to you. So can you look at? Let me open one article to show you the. Okay. Can you see my article?
Yes.
Okay. So it is published recently, okay, in journal Resources Conservation and Recycling. Okay, it's one of our published articles. So we use a smart PLS. Okay, so that's why I'm sharing this paper with you, that how to write a research article. Okay, to show you the practical things, and it is already published. So I think you can enhance your knowledge. Okay. So first, the title of the article, okay? So you can see this is our title of this article, Consumers, Environmental Ethics, Willingness, and Green Consumerism Between Lower and Higher Income Groups, okay? So let's look at the objectives of this article, okay? What is the objectives? You can find in the abstract. Okay, this study analysis, okay, you can see here. Okay, so this is the objective of this article. This study analyzes the impact of consumers, environmental ethics, green consumerism, moral obligation, green attitude, on consumers' willingness to consume green products and actual green consumption, with the mediating role of willingness to consume green products. So this is our objectives, okay? So based on these objectives, we develop, this theoretical framework, okay, or conceptual framework or hypothesis model, okay. So we have four independent variables, then one mediating and one dependent variable, okay. And we have two groups, okay, lower income and higher income groups, to see the differences among them in terms of willingness to consume green products, okay. So this is our model. Then the first things, let's go to the result section, okay. Look at the result section. Excuse me. So the result section, first you can see the table 1. We provided socio-demographic information of the respondents, okay. Sometimes it is needed to provide, sometimes do not need to provide the socio-demographic or profile of the respondents, okay. So it depends on you as well as as well as journal, okay. So the first things I think you know, this is the name of variables, then frequency, you can calculate the percentage, okay. So this is I think everybody is familiar with this. Basically for a smart PLS, the table 2, okay, we need to calculate the indicator loadings. This is also called outer loading of the measurement model, okay. So if you look at this is the items and this is the loading, okay. So what is the threshold value of loadings, indicator loadings? It must be equal 0.7 or above, okay. It should be equal or greater than 0.70. So you can see, is there any indicator loadings is below 0.70? Yeah, you can see one. Am I right? Number 10, 0.684. So it does not meet the criteria. Am I right? The threshold value. So in this case, why we are concerned about this? Because later on, based on this loading, we will calculate average variance, extraction, as well as composite reliability. So the ABE should be 0.50 and composite reliability should be equal or greater than 0.70. So let's say under this indicator construct, we have three indicators. Am I right? 1, 2, 3. No, not 3. Sorry, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we have 6 indicators, but only one indicator has less than 0.70. So it is not going to affect the AV value and composite reliability, because other indicators have higher value, okay, higher value. So average will be point above or equal 0.50. It is not gonna affect AVE, okay. So that's why we can keep it, okay. And there is another rule of thumb according to, okay, if you have for explanatory research, you can also consider 0.40, 0.60, okay, if it's not going to affect the ABE and composite reliability value, okay. So this is the first table you have to draw for a smart PLS, okay. You have to draw, okay. So this is that. And how to explain this one? Yeah, you can look at this. Explanation is here, okay. The table 2, you can follow this article, okay. Why I'm sharing that some of you might have difficulty how to interpret this table, okay. So that if you follow this article, the explanation is given, both articles, you can look. If you don't understand this one, you can look another one, okay. So this is the way to understand the interpretation of this analysis, okay. So first table, you have to draw this one. Okay, let's go to the second table. It's third table, okay. according to this article, okay? So you have to see the construct reliability and validity, okay? So how, please do not make any noise, I request you, okay? So, because it deviates my concentration. Okay, so, so construct reliability and validity, okay? So in this regard, we need to see the Cronbach alpha value, okay? So the cutoff value or threshold value, it should be or must be greater than or equal 0.70. Then there is another on row A, also is similar with the Cronbach alpha value. It's same rule of thumb. It should be, must be equal or greater than 0.70. And most importantly, composite reliability, okay, it should be equal or greater than 0.70. Then average variance extracted value should be above or equal 0.50. So if you look at this table, I think all of them meet the criteria, okay? So this is the second table you have to draw if you want to use a smart PLS. Again, how to interpret is look at the table 3, and explanation is given in this article. You may look at it, okay? Okay, then the next table you have to develop, which one? This is to see or to check discriminant validity, okay? Table 4. Using Fornell-Laker criterion, okay? So what is the rule of thumb? The diagonal values, okay? This is the diagonal values, okay? So how we calculate these diagonal values is square root of ABE value, okay? ABE, okay? If you square root, then you will find this one. So the rule of thumb, the diagonal value should be greater than off diagonal value. So this is the off diagonal, okay? This is, okay? This is the diagonal, and the below is the off diagonal, okay? So off diagonal is the correlation, okay? Correlation, basically correlation among the construct, okay? So the off diagonal values should be or must be greater than off diagonal value, okay? So this is the rule of thumb. So you can see we meet that criteria, okay? Then the next table you have to do draw.
Excuse me, Professor, I have one question.
Sure.
In the table number 3, table number 3, construct reliability and validity, you show that RHO underscore A. Well, what does it mean that? Why we will keep here? Can you explain?
Okay, it's actually the Cronbach alpha value, composite reliability, and rho A is the same thing, okay? But is developed by the different statistician, okay?
Okay.
So that's okay. It develops by different what is called the statistician. So most famously we use the Cronbach alpha value. So later on we come to know that the composite reliability is more reliable than Cronbach alpha. So the way they calculate the Cronbach alpha value, and the smart PLS, this is the specialty or the beauty of the smart PLS. They come up with the row A, okay? So mostly we do not explain this value, but we present in the table. It reflects the reliability of the construct, okay? It's the same thing, okay? It's the same thing, do not be confused, okay? Some statisticians says composite reliability is more reliable than Cronbach alpha value, and some statisticians say row A, we do not need the Cronbach alpha value and composite reliability is okay. But some say no, we need to provide all, okay? So this is the beautification, okay? One person might have 3 characteristics, but all characteristics represent the same person, okay? Is it clear to you?
Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, doctor, there's a question in the chat box from Brother Mudassir Rahman. Why we apply multi-group analysis? If our moderator is categorical, we can do moderation analysis. What is the difference between these two? Are these two the same? What is to suggest if we have categorical variables and why?
Sorry, if I am not mistaken, he or she, he, okay, he wants to know, can we use the categorical variable and continuous variable for mediation effect? Am I right? Question is like that? Yes.
Assalamualaikum. It was my question actually.
Okay, sure.
I'm asking about a multi-group analysis because we can use multi-group analysis as for moderator as well, right?
Yes.
If we have a categorical variable, then we can use multi-group analysis. But
Yes.
there is another option of moderation. We can directly test moderation and we can check slope as well from smart PLS. So why they add multi-group analysis? Can we use like both alternatively, or we should use when there is any specific rule of thumb that why we use moderation and when we use MGA?
Okay, so multi-group analysis, basically for a smart PLS, we use categorical variable. Why we use categorical variable? Because we can differentiate between group. Okay, let's say education is the categorical variable. So you have primary education, you have secondary education, you have higher education, you have, let's say, postgraduate education. So this is the categorical variable. You can divide into 4 groups, okay? So another example, we can give the male and female 2 groups, okay? Another example given is the higher income and lower income. Let's say if you want to use the continuous variable, how you are going to split them, how you are going to make a group. So if you can develop a group, then you can do the moderation effect looking at the based on your group you have created. Okay, is it like that? Am I on?
Yeah, I understand this thing. Like for multi-group analysis, if we have categorical variable, we use multi-group analysis. But for categorical variable, we can use moderation as well, right?
Of course, the moderating effect is the categorical variables. Must be the categorical variables for moderation effect. As I mentioned, the example given to you is the low income and higher income is the categorical variable. As I mentioned, the education level, primary education, secondary education, higher education, postgraduate, this is a categorical variable. You can categorize into 4. Okay, then you can see the different effects of the different groups. Okay, so this is the moderation should be the categorical variable. Yes.
Yeah, but the thing is like for interaction, like if we use interaction effect like direct moderation, but we have categorical variable.
Interaction is not the moderating. Interaction is the based on 2 things. Okay, so you can do the continuous and you can do the multi-group analysis, and moderation effect is not the same thing. Okay, because the moderating is the interaction. Okay, so interaction can be both, can be continuous, can be moderating. Okay. Continuous and also categorical, okay, for moderation effect. I'll show you once we'll do the hands one, I'll show you, okay? So there is a difference. Okay, now I understand, I got it. Okay, you are talking about the multi-group analysis that should be the categorical variable. For moderation can be both, okay? Categorical as well as continuous, okay? For moderating effect, interaction term, okay? And also for the categorical variables, you need to follow the 2-stage approach, and for continuous variable and also the reflective model, you need to follow the product indicator. I'll show you, I'll explain at the time, okay, when we'll do the hands-on. Sure. Okay, we are not yet there. Okay, I hope you will be with us. Okay, any other question?
Any other questions? We can continue again. Okay. Oh, there's also in the chat box from Brother Fazlul Karim.
Yes.
We address the questions at the end of the session. Is it because presentation will help us to understand? Okay.
Sorry, come again.
Let's continue.
Sister Rini, can you come again?
Okay. No, it's just advice. I mean, if participant would like to ask, maybe it's better to ask after the speaker finish the material.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's good. Because I think, some of you are beginners, some of you are middle level, some of you are advanced level, okay? So please be patient because I have to focus for all of them. Yeah, maybe we might have some beginners. Okay, that's why I'm going, this way. Okay, so okay, please. The moderator. Okay, where we are? Okay, table 4. Okay, discriminant validity we have mentioned. Then the next table is table 5. Okay. Okay, table 5 is cross-loading. Yeah, you have to generate this table, okay? So what is the rule of thumb? The all indicators value should be higher its own construct compared to other construct, okay? So in this case, if you see the consumer's environmental ethics, so where is the value? Here, okay? See the first 3, okay, is the higher, okay? So if you compare with other construct, you will find that all of them have the lower indicators value. Okay, so this is the one way to check the discriminant validity. Okay, so we will look at this cross loading, okay, according to the studied variables. Okay, so this is the table 5 you have to generate for this smart PLS. Okay, then next table you have to generate heteroid monotrade ratio. Okay, HTMT. Okay, so this is the correlation table actually. So you can see you have to what is the rule of thumb according to gold is 0.90 less than 0.90, and according to the clan, if I'm not mistaken, 0.85 equal or less than. Okay, so this is the criterion. Okay, hetero monotrade ratio criterion. Okay, HTMT. Please unmute. Okay, so this is the first part. The first section we have completed. Okay, then the second part is that we will test the hypothesis. Okay, hypothesis. We will test our hypothesized model. Okay, so if you look at this figure 2, okay, so this is the graphical presentation, okay, of our hypothesis model. Okay, so you can present both the diagram as well as in table 7. Okay, this is the path coefficient and hypothesis testing. Okay, so this is the hypothesis. Okay, how you need to develop this table? You can follow this one. Okay, this table. You don't have to follow me. If you have other option, okay, you go for this. Is my suggestion. Okay, I follow this way, so you can follow me. Okay, if you want. So you can generate or develop this table based on your result. Okay, findings. Okay, so you can write here hypothesis. Okay, the first column you can write first column is number. Then second column you can write the hypothesis. Okay, the direction. Then you can write the coefficient or beta value. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, then standard error, and this is the t value or t statistics, and star refers to the p value. Okay, asterisk refers to p value. Okay, then you can include this is you will not get the table is generated this way, but you have to bring the value from different places and combine and generate this table. Okay, so R square, this is R square, then F square and Q square and the decision. Yeah, if it is hypothesis is supported, okay, you can write supported, not supported, okay, and so on. So this is the second part. Okay, second part of analysis. Okay, according to our explanation. Okay, earlier. Then let's go to the third part. Okay, this third part is the mediating role of consumers' willingness to consume green products. So we have tested the mediation effect. Okay, mediating effect. So you can look at the table 8. Okay, for the mediation effect. Okay, so you can see the mediation effect. Okay, whether there is a partial, you can look at the decision. You have to develop this table. Okay, so you can look at the decision, partial mediation, no mediation, partial mediation. Okay, is based on your results. So this is if you want to do the mediation, so you can follow this table. Okay, then we have done the multi-group analysis between 2 groups. Okay, group the lower income and higher income. Okay, so what is the table 9? It's below, okay? Sorry.
Before that.
Okay. Yeah, it's table 9 here, okay? So you can see the result, how you need to present, okay? Then also you can look at the multi-group analysis, table 10, okay? So this is the way you can present, okay? So basically, I have introduced how to write a research article using a smart PLS, okay? So this is one of the published paper. You don't have to follow my paper. There are a lot of papers already published using a smart PLS. So you may read for one of them, okay? First, try to duplicate, okay? It's duplication, but you are not going to publish it, okay? Just to learn, okay, the process, how to do it, okay? How to generate the table, what are the components should be included in the table, okay? And how to interpret it. You can go through the articles, okay? Several articles, maybe one article is not enough for you to understand the interpretation. So you can look at the another articles, okay? If another article is not, go to the next one, okay? So this is the way to develop yourself, okay? So everybody knows how to click, and software will give some kind of result, okay? But you have to know the theory behind it, okay? So up to this point, do you have any question after this? Before embarking on hands-on, if you have any question, please ask me question. But before that, maybe I want to have some break. What do you think? Sister Rini, are you there?
There's one question from Brother Muhammad Imtiaz.
Yes.
In the chat box. If one framework consists of both individual levels data, employees or attitudes, and from level data from environmental performance, in that case, this kind of analysis is suggested, and this mixture of different units of analysis. Whether there is a problem with a particular problem.
Sorry, let me check. Can I see the write-up?
Yeah, in the chat box. Or maybe Brother Imtiaz, are you there?
Yeah, Assalamualaikum. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I got it, I think. If one framework consists of both individual level data, employee attitude, and firm level data, in that case, which type of analysis is suggested? So that you refer to the mixed formative and as well as reflective model. Am I right?
Actually, sir, when we prepare the questionnaire, that time maybe some IB or DV have a mixture of the unit of analysis. Maybe my IB is employee attitude or employee behavior, but my outcome variable can be the environmental performance of the firm. So in that case, both are the mixture of the unit of analysis, right? Like individual level data.
Yeah,
and
but the way how you design your questionnaire, is it continuous variable or categorical variable? How do you design?
Maybe we can
mix up. Let's say if it is mixed up, let's say the continuous as well as the categorical variable. Okay, so you have to use the REP software, not the smart PLS. But if you have the continuous variable, let's say your items is in Likert scale, okay, yeah, then you can but if you have the formative and reflective, yeah, you can use the smart PLS, no problem. Go ahead.
Okay, we will use the same Likert scale, like 5 Likert scale, maybe for the both.
So, yeah, you
both,
can use the smart PLS, but maybe I think you have both the farm level, if it is considered as a formative, and another one is the reflective. Yeah, can be used both. Okay, as I have shown. Yeah, you can use both.
So in that case, we have to mention anything, any statistical multi-group analysis, anything we need to mention, or just
no. That is the different case. Actually, I'm talking about the initial model. It can be consist of formative and reflective model. Then later on, if you want to see the multi-group analysis or moderating or mediation, okay, you can. There is nothing special. If you use this software, is the same process. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Very clear. Anyone else want to ask before we? After this, we're going to continue on the hands-on.
Yes. So let me have some break.
If anyone still confused on the theories, maybe you can ask right now before we start on the hands-on PLS. No questions? Okay, so please prepare with your software.
Okay, I hope everybody has software and data set. Okay, so three things you keep ready is the data you can import into this what is called the Smart PLS software. Then open on an Excel sheet, open on one Microsoft the Word page. Okay, so the three things. Okay, you can work on it. Okay, so it is 11 a.m. So will you start 11:20? Okay.
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 Okay. Thank you. So let me stop sharing. How to stop? Okay, stop share.
Everyone, as our trainer is on a break, so in the meantime, please you prepare your data set what we already sent to you, and already Dr. Mehedi informed which file you need to open. Okay, one the software, then one Excel file, one Microsoft Word file, and else if you need anything. So prepare this. So thank you for your patience. As 20 minutes is a long break. Actually, it's because the trainer maybe he needs something to prepare. That's why. So just be patient, okay? Inshallah, we'll resume at 11:20. Thank you.
Okay, additional announcement. While waiting for Dr. Mehedi, we will start at 11:20. Please make sure you can install your Smart PLS Brother Muhib already shared a timetable. So if you see at the next pages, there's a link for 30 days trials. So try to download it and access the data. If you're having difficulty, maybe you can check in the YouTube. Usually they provide instructions. So make sure you have a PLS in your laptop for this workshop, because if you only see how the process without having a hands-on, quite difficult for you to understand it better. Okay, thank you. Okay. Assalamualaikum everyone who's still in the laptop right now. I would like to make an announcement. If you're having difficulties installing the Smart PLS, we have Sister Shakira who will assist us during this break to install on the process of Smart PLS. If you're still there, please mention your name so Sister Shakira can directly answer your problems during the installment.
Okay, my name is Afifa. I could not install it. It says that it's expired. I'm already using it. I don't know when, but I don't think so.
Maybe you can share the screen.
Maybe share a screen.
Yes, share the screen. So maybe Sister Shakira can assist you. What should we do next?
Another email. Do you have any?
Maybe there's issues in installment or something. Anyone else? Maybe from the brothers who have issues in installing Smart PLS while we're having a break. We will start again at 11:20. No questions so far? Everything smooth for you on the
I, can,
installment? Yes,
I
Sister
cannot
Afifa.
share the screen. Really, I cannot share the screen.
You cannot get. Okay.
You enable it.
Maybe I am make you. Okay. Wait.
Yes, Sister Afifa, you can share now.
Yeah. Now you can share the screen, Sister Afifa.
How about you try with the new project and see? Can,
Sister Shakira, can you increase your volume?
can you hear me?
Yeah. So what's the issue?
Yes, I can hear you.
License has expired.
I say expired. It means
So
that I've purchased already, but I don't think I have purchased it. But I don't know now.
Do you have any alternate email? Any other email than you have registered just now? Other email?
Other email, yes, I have.
Let's try and use another email so that you can use a free license for a while.
Okay. Let me try first. Okay. So I'm exit here. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Actually, this software is for 1 month trial version, and if anyone installed once in your PC, maybe you cannot install again in the same PC. So only 1 month per PC.
Oh, meaning that they can detect the device, is it? Instead of email?
Yeah, I think because the device information they receive.
Hopefully,
So,
just try lah. Sister,
I don't know. Maybe we can try as per your suggestion. If anyone facing the problem.
because I just explore the smart PLS this morning.
So already you become the expert.
Expert for installing the application.
So how is it? Sister Afifa already expired?
Mr. Afifa, is this the first time you are installing Smart PLS in your laptop?
Mr. Afifa, is it the first time you're installing the Smart PLS? Are you there?
She is in the another email, so cannot hear.
Just unmute.
Professor, is it possible different email in same laptop in install again?
In my information, I don't think so. But as Sister Shakira mentioned, you can try. Okay. But they use they take the laptop information. So one PC, as they mentioned, that one PC, one time trial version.
Okay, thank you.
So everyone's doing okay with the software? No problem? Okay. We still have 8 minutes to go.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, Doctor.
Are you there?
Yes, we are.
So
Yes.
can we start our hands-on? Let me share the screen first. Okay, I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
So hopefully all of you have this software, am I right? So anyone has any difficulties to install this software? Yeah, you might
what?
face if you use earlier, because the software can detect your device. So if you install earlier, then you cannot install again. So is it okay? So have you imported data?
Anyone? Maybe if no, maybe you can share in the chat box for the data.
Sorry, come again.
Maybe you can share the data in the chat box for those who haven't installed the data.
No, data already given, provided.
Okay.
Yeah, already given.
Yes.
Okay.
It's already shared.
Yeah, already shared. So you can import data here. Just click. I think all of you have this dialog box. Am I right? Please let me know. All of you have this dialog box. Am I right?
Yes. Anyone?
Yeah, this is okay. So if you want to import data, what you should do, you need to click create a new project. Okay. If you click on it, this dialog box will appear. So you can write the data workshop IIUM. Okay. Workshop IIUM. Okay. Then hit OK. So you can see here the workshop IIUM folder is created here. Okay. So now you want to import data. You double click on import to import data. Just double click here. Okay. Now you select your data from where? Yeah, from your computer. Am I right? Wherever you save, desktop or documents or any folder. Okay. So in this case, I have workshop IIUM folder. So data is here. Okay. I just click on open. Okay. So you will find this dialog box again. So you can give the same name. Okay. A workshop, or you can give different name. Okay. Workshop IIUM. Write one. Okay. So you just hit OK. Yeah. See, data is already imported. So are you with me up to this point? Because this is hands-on.
Yes,
Okay. So this is hands-on. So another thing, you can look at this color. Okay. If you see it is green color, it turns into green color. That means your data is ready. Okay. Data is ready for analyzing. Okay. For analysis. Okay. And you can see this is the diagram. Okay. So, okay. So if you want to draw your first things, you need to draw your hypothesis model. Okay. So click on diagram. Okay. So you will have this canvas. Okay. Dialog box or canvas. Okay. So your right hand side, I'm talking about the beginner. Okay. But be patient, the advanced level. Okay. Because we have some participant, I think they are beginner. Okay. So you have to be patient. Okay. Please. So this is the canvas. So right hand side, you can see your makeup box for ladies. Okay. Makeup box. So if you want to beautify your model, you can use a color. Okay. The things you need it. You need from here. Okay. So, okay. So the first things, I have provided on article is, let me show you again. Yeah, this article, okay? Journal of Culinary Production. Can you open this one? I have provided 2 articles, okay? So for hands-on, I will follow this one, okay? Almost. You might have slight different, but almost you will find the same thing, okay? So I'll follow this article. This is published this year, okay, in Journal of Clean Production, which is Q1 journal, okay? So you can open this on, you find, but actually you cannot see the hypothesis model here. I didn't draw the diagram, but let me show you. Based on the objective, let me show you. This is okay. Okay, this is the hands-on, okay? So this is the title. Okay, this is our hypothesis model, okay? This is our hypothesis model, okay? So we are going to test this model, okay? So based on that article, okay, exactly the same, okay? Although I didn't provide this diagram or that article, but the same. If you look at the objectives of that article, you will find you can draw this hypothesis model, okay? Or if you look at below, you can find the same, okay? Same on here, okay? Okay, so first of all, we have to draw the model, okay? So this makeup box, you can put inside your vanity bag, okay? Okay, you can disappear, okay? You just click here. If you want to bring back, okay, just click. And if you want to move, okay, just click here, okay? Keep inside your personal bag, okay? Okay, now let me draw the hypothesis model, okay? So according to that hypothesis model, okay. So how to draw this model? You need to click one latent variable, okay? See the indicators, okay? Icon, the above. So you just click, create latent variable, okay? Click, then just click. Okay, how many variables we have? 4, I think, okay? 4 construct. Sometimes we call variable, sometimes we call construct, sometimes we call exogenous variable, sometimes we call endogenous variable, okay? Do not be confused, okay? So then need to draw the model, okay? According to our hypothesis model. If you forget, yeah, look at this, okay? And also you can look at the article, okay? Here, okay? So this is one way. Okay, now you can bring the items, okay? Let's say 1 to 5. 1 to 5. Can you see the indicators? Your left-hand side. Yeah. Now you need to assign indicators into latent variable, okay? So let's say you drag and drop, okay? At the same time, okay, so this is just to show you, this is one way to draw this hypothesis model. But we have another way. Let me show you, okay? Let me delete it. Okay, how to delete? Yeah, you can right click and delete, okay? Right click and delete. So another way we can draw this hypothesis model, just click one. Let's say the first variable contains 5 indicators, okay? So you just select and drag and drop. Automatic it will be appear here, okay? Then what is our second? Let's say is contains, what is the item? 1 to 5 here. Then 10, 11, okay, 7, 8, 9, 2, 7 to 11. The second construct, 7 to 11. 7 to 11. Okay, you just drag and drop, okay? Then what is the next one? 11, then, okay, 12 to 16, okay? The second construct, 12 to 16. Shift, okay, 12, then 16. Okay. Then the last one is 22 to 26, 22 to 26. 22 to 26. Okay, so this is our, let me design, okay? So if you right click, then you can align to the right, okay? This indicator, you can move to the right, okay? Then this one, if you want to just right click and align to, align indicator stop, okay? Top. This one you can align to down, align to bottom, align indicators bottom, okay? So let me beautify this model. Okay. So this is not ready yet, okay? It is red color, okay? So it indicates this model is not ready yet to run, okay? So what we need to do, we need to connect, okay? So you can see the button here, icon, connect, click on it, okay. Then click latent variable 1 and latent variable 3. Click latent variable 1 and latent variable 2. Then click latent variable 3, then latent variable 4. Okay, it turns into blue color. That means it's ready to run. Okay, and also you need to connect latent variable 2 to latent variable 4 according to our hypothesis model. Okay, so then also you need to connect latent variable 1 and latent variable 4. Okay, so this is our model. Does it look exactly same with our published one? Can you confirm? Does it look same?
Same.
Okay. So we can rename, okay? We can rename this latent variable. Sorry. Okay, we can rename this latent variable, okay? What is the first variable? According to our article, green human resource management, okay? So we can just right click, then click on rename. So you can write GHR, sorry, GHRM, okay? Then hit okay. It's already changed. Then our second variable, what is this? GPC. Rename GPC. Hit OK. Then the third one, CSR. Rename CSR. Hit OK. Then the last one is, what is this? EGB, okay? Sorry. Right click, rename EGB, okay? Hit OK button, okay? Yeah. So does it look exactly same? Are you with me, all of you?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So up to this point, no problem, eh? Okay, so what is our first section? So we follow our PowerPoint slide or our the published articles, okay? So first things, we need to check conversion validity and internal consistency as well as discriminant validity, okay? So this is called the measurement model, okay? And remember, this is reflective model, okay? It's not formative, okay? So do not confuse, okay? So this is reflective measurement model. First, we'll do we'll analyze reflective measurement model. Okay. So what we have to do? We have to, there is a calculate button. Okay. So calculate, click on calculate, then click on PLS algorithm. Okay. So this dialog box will appear. So remember, we are not looking at the hypothesis path coefficient yet. So first we will need to see the factor. Okay. Measurement model is referred to the factor loading. Okay. So click on next to factor. Okay. And the maximum iteration, the step criterion, keep it same. Okay. Remain as it is. Okay. Keep as it is. Okay. Then hit start calculation. Okay, so result is already here. So look at the diagram first. Okay. So in this stage, we will look only the outer loading. Okay. So this is called actually outer model and inner model. Okay. So inside, okay, this is the path coefficient. This is considered inner model. Okay. But we are not looking at this inner part of this model. We will look the outer loading. Okay. This is called outer loading. Okay. Indicators loading. Okay. Indicator loadings. Okay. So in this case, so this is the diagram. Okay. So now you can see the report. Okay. In your left hand side, there is a report. Okay. So let me make it more clear. Let's say the path coefficient. Okay. We don't need path coefficient at this moment. Okay. We can hide it. We can hide it. So we need, and also we don't need R square at this moment. Okay. We just hide it. See, now only we need this loading. Only we need indicator loadings. Okay. So is there any loading below our threshold value 0.70? Not really, am I right? Okay, I think not really, because there are some items I didn't include here. Maybe those items have lower loading. Okay. So anyway, so now we want to see the result. Okay, in table form. Okay. So this is the graphical presentation of your reflective measurement model. Okay. So what are the things we need to report? Click on report. Okay. Click on report. So as you remember, first table. Okay. Do you open Excel sheet? I hope so. Open your Excel sheet. Then the below, you look at the below, the bottom of this dialog box, you can see outer loading. Click on it, outer loading. So you can see the table here. Okay. This table generates all indicator loadings. Okay. So it has green color. What does it mean? That means all values or loadings meet the criteria, meet the threshold value. What is the threshold value? 0.70. Okay. But if it is red color, that means it does not meet the criteria. So you have to do some adjustment. Okay. So now you can copy this table. Okay. You can see here Excel format. Okay. I prefer this one, Excel format. Click on it and open your Excel sheet. Okay, you can paste it. And you can give the caption table 1, okay? Table 1, oh, sorry, yeah, table 1 for the outer loading. That's the, let me give you the brief one, outer loading, okay? You can rearrange according to the published paper, okay? Looking at the published paper, how to write the caption, okay? Just to understand, to make you understand, you just put the shorter form, the outer loadings. Okay, so this is the outer loadings, okay, of the variables. And sometimes you need to rearrange this table. Okay, yeah, this because 1 to 5 Q you can put together, then the next one you can put after that. Okay, so this is the first table. Okay, and if you look at our this is the first table, am I right? The outer loading. Okay, you can see you have this article. Okay, so this is the outer loading. Okay, so you can arrange your table this way. Okay, so the caption you can give outer loading of the measurement model. Okay, or reflective measurement model is up to you. Okay, so this is the first table. Okay, so how you can that's why I ask you to open one Word file. Okay, Word file, then you can copy from Excel to here and you just rearrange by yourself. Okay, and report, how to write the report, yeah, refer to the articles. So okay, first table, is it okay up to this point? Are you okay? Yes. This is the disadvantage of having online workshop. You know, I cannot see your face, I cannot interact. Okay, who understand and who do not understand, I don't know.
Okay, if any of you still having a difficult time or maybe having a problem, please ask. Or maybe you got confused for the beginners.
Yeah, beginner. Yeah, more.
Okay,
this
please ask.
workshop is mostly for beginner.
Yeah, it's okay, doctor.
Okay, okay, thank you.
You having problem with the regression? Just show in the share screen. Maybe doctor can help you out.
Yeah, so please feel free to share who are beginner if you are if you lost the way. Okay, so let me know, then I will repeat because we are here to guide you. Okay, to help you. So if this workshop does not benefit you, so why we are wasting time here? Okay.
Okay,
So,
this one, brother Swarup Barua, he got lost how to import the data. Then next step, what is it?
okay, import data. Okay. Okay, let's go to the okay. You click on here. Can you see this icon next to save button? Click on it.
Are you there?
Okay.
Yeah, yes. I already imported the data.
Then
For the next step, I missed.
Which one, please?
Imported the data. Actually,
Okay.
I finished the steps.
Yes. Okay. He already done with the imported the data. And then what is the next step?
Okay. Next step is okay. You have this dialog box. The Explorer project Explorer. Am I right?
Yeah.
So now, what is the name of the file here?
Workshop. IIUM.
Okay, just click on it, the diagram. This is the symbol of diagram. You can see the symbol of diagram, am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so you click on it.
Fine.
Okay, so you will see the blank space like this. If you click on it, diagram, so you will see this blank space, okay? The canvas is blank, okay? So now you need to draw the model, okay?
Yeah.
As I did, where is it? This model. So do you want me to draw again?
No, it's okay. I understand all procedures.
Okay.
If you want, then I can draw one more time. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let me delete it. Okay. You can right click delete. Okay. Let me delete. Okay. Because this is the initial stage. If you do not understand, then you will not understand the next or the rest. Okay. So this is the blank. Okay. Yeah. So now I have to draw the hypothesis model. Actually, you must have the hypothesis model. Okay. As I shown in the PowerPoint, this one. Okay. And based on this, our published article. Okay. So you can see here. Okay. This model. This one we are going to draw and test. Okay. So keep in mind. Okay. This article, I think you have this article. Okay. So how? There are two ways. Okay, let me show you the easiest way. Okay, there are two ways. You just click and drop here. Okay, how many you need? 4. You can draw this way. But the easiest, let me show another way. Sorry, let me delete. Yeah, sometimes if your button does not work, you have to click select, okay? That there is a button. You have to familiar with this, okay? This is the, if you want to draw latent variable, this you need to click here, okay? If you want to, delete add, okay? You can need to click, sometimes need to click on select, okay? So remember, and this is the connector, okay? To connect each other, okay? So, okay, let's say I'll draw that hypothesis model, okay? Click the Q1 to 5 is one variable, okay? This indicators for one construct or one variable, first variable, okay? Green humor research. Let's say you click on Q1 and shift 5, click on 5, Q5, okay? Then drag and drop here, okay? The rest, okay, what is the next one? The 7 to 10, okay? 7 to 10. So click on 7, then shift 11. Okay, drag and drop here. Okay. Then the next is 12 to 16. Okay, 12 to 16. Okay, then what is the next one? Is
22 to 26.
Okay, 22, 26. Yeah, you can help me like this. 22, 26. Shift 26. Okay, drag and drop. Now you can rearrange, okay, beautify this model, okay? It doesn't look good. So you can, just right click and align indicators to right for this one. Then you can put top, align indicators to top, right click, align indicators to top, okay? Then this one, you can indicators to bottom, align indicators bottom, okay? So now you can, move. You just click and try to move it, okay? So you can move it easily. Okay. Now this model is not ready to run because we didn't connect, okay? So now we have to connect, okay? How to connect? There is a connect button, okay? Icon, connector, okay? Just click here, then bring back click on latent variable 1, 2, latent variable 3. Again, click on latent variable 1, then connect to latent variable 2, okay? Then again, you connect latent variable 3 to 4. Then connect latent variable 2 to latent variable 4. Then you connect latent variable 1 to latent variable 4. So why we draw this model? Because our hypothesis model is this one, okay? This one, okay? So this is our model before, this is our conceptual framework or theoretical framework, okay? So we want to test this one. So based on this, we have developed or draw this model, okay? So up to this point, are you clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay, now you can rename this variable, latent variable 1. What is the latent? Sorry, I have to keep it first. Okay, then rename the G green HRM. Okay, hit OK. You can see name already changed. Then latent variable 3 rename is the CSR. Okay, if I am wrong, please correct me. Hit OK. Then this is GPC. Am I right? GPC. Okay. Then this is
EGB.
EGB. Okay. EGB. Okay. So we rename all the variables. Okay. So this is our. So you can beautify as you wish. Okay. You can. It doesn't look good. Okay. It's up to you. Okay. And also there is a makeup box. Okay. So if you want to make it black and white, you can apply like this. Okay. It's up to you. Okay. So there is later on you can learn it. Okay. So anyway.
Dr. Mehedi, I have one question.
Yes, sure.
When we look at the variables, the indicator, say for example, the green HR, the indicator is not in order, meaning that it started with Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, and Q1. does it has any meaning of the sequence of the indicator?
No, 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 there is no meaning. Is sometimes, is because maybe I selected this way, I click one too fast or three something, sometimes it happens. Okay.
Can we rearrange the indicator?
Yeah, you can that's why I suggest here. You can see here is also not arranged. So that's why I suggest you to arrange by yourself, looking at this table. Yeah, you can see, but is 1 to 5. Okay, it should be these indicators belong to this construct. Okay, so it no problem. There is no any difference. If you find here is 1, then 5, 4, or 3, or 5. Yeah, if it be problem if you find here 1, then 12 from here. If you bring 12 here. Okay.
Okay.
Then
Thank
you will
you so much.
Okay. 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 So up to this point, I think you are okay. So then go to the calculate. Okay. First things we need to see the outer loading. Okay. So click calculate PLS algorithm. Okay. So there is a two school of thought. If you are a student of Prof. Ramaya, okay, I think he is the famous boss. So he will suggest you to go through the PLS algorithm. But if you follow the JAMS scheme, then he will ask to consistent PLS algorithm. Okay, I don't want to show the difference. Okay, anyway, just follow this one, PLS algorithm. Okay, calculate. Okay, so is already we want to see the factor loading. So we need to click one factor. The other things will remain same. Okay, so the start calculation. Okay. Okay, you can see the result. So always we prefer to see the diagram first. So you can see here this is the diagram. Okay, the up. Okay, click on. So our main concern to look at outer loading. Am I right? At this stage, the first table will generate based on indicator loadings or outer loadings. Okay, why we are called outer loading? Because it's not the inner model. Okay, it's the outer. That's why it is called the outer loading. Okay, so these are the loading. Okay, indicator loadings. Okay, so if you find the loading is below 0.70, what you have to do? You have to just delete. Okay, like this. Okay, delete. Okay, so that is the way. Okay, so now let's look at the report. Okay, report. So if you go to the report, so our main intention to see the outer loading. Okay, so you can see the bottom, there is a result button. Okay, sorry. Okay, you can see the here outer loadings. Okay, so we want to calculate outer loading. Okay, so see this table, look at this table. Okay, so this table, all values is green color. Okay, so it reflects that all indicator values meet the criteria, threshold value. Okay, or exceed the threshold value. Okay, so you can copy Excel, click on Excel format, then paste it here. I'm already done, so I did it earlier, so I'm not doing again. Okay, so you can do it here. Okay, so you can write the table on outer loading. Okay, of the reflective measurement model. You can rewrite the caption of this table. Okay, so later on you can arrange here, or you can arrange in the work page. Okay, so up to this point, is it clear to you?
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. So then second table. What is our second table according to the published paper? Look at the table and tell me, what is the next table we should generate? Yes, you have to tell me which table.
Table 2, construct reliability and validity.
Yes, table 2, construct reliability and validity. Okay, so you can see the result here. Okay, we don't have to run again for this. Okay, measurement model. Okay, we already ran. Okay, the calculate, then we selected PLS algorithm, and we found the graphical output, and as well as this report. Okay. So we already taken this on. Then we want to see the construct reliability and validity. Okay. Bottom, you can see the construct reliability and validity. Okay. Click on it. Okay. You can see this table consists of Cronbach alpha, rho A, composite reliability, average variance extracted, ABE. Okay. Okay. So this is the table, our second table. Okay. In order to see the conversion validity. So again, how to copy this table? Okay. Click on Excel format. Okay. Open your Excel file. Okay. You can paste it here. Paste. Then you can write here table 2. Otherwise, later on you may forget. Table 2. Sorry, table 2. Okay. What is construct reliability and validity? Construct reliability and validity. Okay. Okay. So this is our second table. Okay. You can rearrange by yourself. I think all of you are expert using Excel and Microsoft Word. I don't have to show you these things. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so this is table 2. Okay. What is our next table we should generate? Okay. So how to report this table? Yeah, you have to use the Microsoft Word. Okay. You copy and paste. Okay. And you can follow this article. Okay. Exactly. You can follow this. How I generate this table. Okay, so you can follow this format. Okay, this is called the APF format. Okay, so you can follow this one. Okay, then the second. Okay, what is the next table?
Discriminability.
Okay.
The formal.
Okay, so the next table is discriminability. Okay, using the Fornell-Laker criteria. Okay, so you can see the below next to construct reliability and validity, you can find the bottom is what is called discriminability. Okay, discriminability. Click on it. Yeah, you can find this Fornell-Laker criterion table. Okay, so again you copy. Okay, Excel. Open your Excel file and paste it. Okay, so you can put the table 3. Okay, so we can say how to write. Let me copy and paste from here. Okay, this is the table 3. Okay. Then, so I think you remember the criteria. Okay, the threshold value. Okay, if you are confused, then you can relook this what is called the slide and my earlier explanation. Okay, so then we need to develop the next table. What is the next table? Cross loading. Okay, the next table is, let's say, the table 4. You can copy and paste it here earlier. So go to the, okay, so you can see here. So the discriminant validity, I have mentioned that 3 ways we can check discriminant validity. One is Fornell-Laker criterion. Then the second one is cross-loading. Okay, so you can see the cross-loading. Click on cross-loading. Okay, so this table will appear. Okay, so this is the cross-loading. Okay, so you can again copy Excel format and open your Excel file. Okay, you can paste it here. Yeah. So again, you can rearrange. Okay, this table also you rearrange. Okay, because it's 1, then 9. Okay, no. So you can 1 to 5, then 7 to 11, then 12 to 16, then 25 to, or you can rearrange. Okay, this table according to the you can follow this table, okay, the cross loading, okay. Then the next table is table 5, am I right? HTMT, okay. We need to generate. Are you with me?
Yes, doctor.
Anyone is lost?
No, professor.
Okay. So the table 5, okay. So what is this? HTMT. Okay, criterion. So go to the, okay. So is this next to cross loading? You can click on heteroid, monotroid, okay. So you can find this table, okay. So copy and again paste in Excel. Okay, so this is the HTMT, okay. So one more, sorry, this is the article. Where is the article? Okay. So this is the table 5, okay, 4, 5. So what is next table? No, finish. Our first stage is finished, am I right? First, we have calculated outer loading, okay, the first table. Then second, we calculated construct reliability and validity based on Cronbach alpha, rho A, then composite reliability and average variance extracted. Then the second one, third table, we calculated, sorry, in order to check the discriminant validity, we use the Fornell-Lecker criterion 1. Then second one is the cross loading, and also the third one is HTMT criterion. Okay, so this criterion we use to see to check the discriminant validity. So all together we have, in order to see the convergent validity and discriminant validity as well as internal consistency, we need to generate these 5 tables. Okay, if you use a smart PLS, okay, to write a research article. Okay, so as you can refer to this published paper. Okay, so up to this point, are you okay?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So then we'll move to second stage. Okay. Again, go back to diagram. Okay, so this is the diagram. Now we want to test the hypothesis model. Okay. So hypothesis model, again, you go to the calculate, click on calculate, then bootstrapping. Okay. So then this time we want to see the path. Okay. Path coefficient. Okay. So click on path. Okay. Then hit start calculation. Okay. So this is the result. Already appear here. So if you want to look at the diagram first, you can look at the diagram. Okay. You can see this is actually, this is not the coefficient value. Okay. This is T statistics. Okay. This is T statistics. Okay. Because we want to see the significant, whether the relationship significant or not. So in order to see that, we need to look at T statistics. Okay. So T statistics will tell us whether there is a significant relationship or not. So beside T statistics, you can also bring the P value. Okay, I think, sorry, not here, this one. Okay, inner model, path coefficient and P value. Okay, see, or you can change it. Okay, if you want to see the path coefficient and T value, P value, okay, you can change it here, left hand side. Okay, inner model. Okay, so if you click here, you can see. If you want to keep it blank, okay, you can keep it blank. But this time, if you want to see the P value only, okay, you can see the P value only. If you want to see path coefficient and P value, okay, just click path coefficient and P value. If you want to see only the T, the path coefficient and T statistics, okay, you can do also that. This is path coefficient, this is T statistics, T value, okay. Or if you want to see only T value, okay, you can do this, okay. So this is the, and this is called the inner model, okay. Okay, so let's go to the report, okay, how to generate this. Okay, so let's say if you want to copy this diagram, I prefer always the P value and path coefficient, okay, with this, okay. Outer loading, we don't need, we just keep it blank, okay. Outer loading, in this case, we do not concern about the outer loading. So I hide it, okay. So we are consider only the path coefficient and P value, okay. So how to copy this one? Sorry. Okay, you can right click and export as image to file or export as image to clipboard, okay. Just you clipboard, okay. And you can open the Microsoft Word, okay, paste it. Yeah, you can paste this way, copy and paste. Sometimes you want to provide this diagram, you can do so, okay. Okay. Okay, let's look at the report, okay. So report, so this is the coefficient table, okay, the hypothesis. You can look at the article, you can see the path coefficient and hypothesis testing. This table you need to generate, okay. This table you need to generate. So how? Based on this table, Excel. Sorry, what is the, okay. So the section 2, okay, or part 2, okay, don't mix up, okay, part 2. But for article, you don't have to write the part 1 or part 2, just to make you understand, okay. So, okay, this is the, what is, which table? The table 6, okay. Okay, so table 6. Okay, now you can rearrange this table according to this article, okay. So this is the, you can put the number here, okay, number, this is the hypothesis, okay. Sorry, this is hypothesis. This is, sometimes you are confused, sorry, here, original sample mean is the coefficient, okay. You don't have to delete, just you write the beta or coefficient, okay, is up to you, okay. And you don't need to report this sample mean, okay, you just delete it. But standard deviation is the standard error, okay? Standard error. You have to rearrange this table like this. And this is, sorry, this is T statistic, okay? So you just delete the last part, you just keep T statistics. Or P value, you can delete and you can put the star here, okay, according to the label, okay? The 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, okay, according to the P value, the level of significance, 1%, 5%, 10%, okay? So you can follow this article, okay? Okay, the rest things, you need to also calculate R square. You need to look at the R square, F square, Q square. These three things, you can report separately, okay? F square, Q square, R square, but I prefer to put in one table, okay? So otherwise you will have many tables, okay? And sometimes it doesn't look good, okay? So you can generate one table. So where we'll get the R square? Okay, remember, take note, okay? That in order to see R square and F square, you have to go back to PLS algorithm. You don't have to rerun, just click on, because you already run it, okay? So you have it, just click on PLS algorithm, okay? Just click here, okay? Then you can see bottom, at the bottom, R square is here, okay? Just click R square, okay? So you can find, this is the R square, this is R square, adjusted R square, the diagram we don't need, we need only this one, okay? So you can copy and paste, okay, into Excel. But just let me keep it here. Then later on, you can rearrange here, okay? Okay, you can rearrange here R square, okay? Then the next one is F square. How to see the F square? You can go to here, F square, okay? So you copy and paste it in Excel. Okay. So from here, R square and what is called, this is let me write, otherwise, okay, is RS, this is F square, okay, F square, otherwise you may confuse, okay. So these two, you don't need to take the adjusted R square, you will take only this one, okay, only this one, okay. You will, according to, you know, the R square is contains only the endogenous variable, okay. So which one is your endogenous variable? So you can paste it here, okay, according to your endogenous variable, okay. Then the what is called the F square, okay. You copy the value and paste it here, okay, according to, and if you are confused, look at this article, okay. Then the Q square, how to calculate the Q square? Where can we find the Q square? Because can you see here, there is no Q square, okay. So in order to, Q square refers to the what is called the reflective predictive relevance, okay, is refers to the predictive relevance, whether model has predictive relevance or not, okay, the data point, okay. So we need to go to the diagram, okay, go to the diagram, and we need to calculate, click calculate. Remember, take note, in order to find out the Q square, we need to recalculate, click calculate, and we need to choose or select blindfolding, okay, blindfolding. We are confused here, okay, because I'm talking from our experience, okay, my experience, okay. So we are confused, where is the Q square, okay, because you cannot find everything in one place, okay. So in order to find out the Q square, you have to go to calculate, click on it, then you click on blindfolding, okay. If you click on blindfolding, okay, okay, just you start calculation, nothing need, you don't need to change anything, okay, start, okay, you can see, okay, yeah, you can find the Q square here, okay. This is the total, okay, so the Q square, okay. So you copy, and you only you need to use this, you can use this value, okay, copy. The Q square, okay. Okay, so this three table, R square, F square, Q square, you can combine with this table, okay. You can combine with this table, okay, as I did, okay, as I did, you can see, okay. Then the last column, you can write decision. Your hypothesis is supported or not, okay. So you can write the decision, okay. So in the right column here, decision, okay? Or decision, you can use other words, okay. Don't use exactly the same, okay, different. Okay. So up to this point, any confusion?
No, sir.
Yeah, anyone got lost? There's a question from Brother Azim. We can see the maximum iteration is 300. Is it default or for our analysis?
Yeah, default. Yeah, 300, you can keep it default, or you can increase the number. So maximum iteration, if you increase, it may take more time to come up the result, okay?
Doctor, I didn't get the point that how can I copy the diagram from PLS to MS Word?
Oh, okay, okay, let me show you. Okay, this is the diagram, okay? Let's say this is the diagram, okay?
Yes.
So you just right click on it.
Okay.
Then the bottom, at the bottom, you can see export as image to clipboard.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, click on it. Then open your Word, Microsoft Word. Just right click and paste.
Thank you. Thank you. I got it.
Okay, so we have completed first part and second part. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
So what is our third part? Is the mediating effect. Okay, we want to see the mediating according to our articles. We want to see the mediation effect. Okay. So again, we can go to the calculate. Okay, in order to see the mediation effect. Okay. Calculate. Then we can see the PLS algorithm. Click on PLS algorithm path. Okay. Start calculation. Okay, so we just look at the these things. Then also we can look at the report. Okay, the same thing, but we need is the total indirect effect. Okay, let's see. According to the journal articles, C is the title. Look at the caption. A specific indirect effect mediation. Okay, can you see?
Yes.
Okay, copy. Let me okay. So why I did click on PLS algorithm again? Because sometimes you can add the new mediating variable. Am I right? Sometimes you can add new mediator. But in this model, we already included at the beginning. Okay. So just to show you, if you want to add the new mediator variable, then you need to do again the PLS algorithm. You need to look at the what is called the item loadings, then conversion, discriminant validity. You need to look at all the, oh, okay, I forgot to tell you one thing for the second part. Okay, I just remember. Okay, I didn't tell you the BIF, the multicollinearity. Okay. So the table, okay, here, let's see. For this one, okay, this is our hypothesis, the path coefficient and hypothesis testing result, okay. So before this one, we need to look at the BIF is for the multicollinearity. Is there any multicollinearity issue or not? Just to show you, okay. So you can see the construct reliability, then we have the discriminant validity, then you can click on collinearity statistics. Okay, just click on. You can see outer BIF. We don't need outer. Outer means every indicator's BIF, but we want to see the inner model, the construct. Okay, so look at this inner BIF value. All of them less than our threshold value. So we don't have any multicollinearity issue. So you don't have to provide the table, just you can mention the value that our model, the construct does not have the multicollinearity issue because all the BIF value is less than our threshold value. You can report this way, okay? So before this table, okay? Before this table, okay? And you can look at our the article, okay? How we reported the BIF, okay? So, okay, these things, okay? Again, go to the next one, okay? So as I was talking about the mediation effect, okay? So I did the PLS algorithm, calculate, then I did the PLS algorithm. Okay, why I did it? Because if we add the new mediator, but in this case, our mediator is already added at the initial stage. So we don't have to look at it. But basically we want to see the mediation effect. So if you calculate using PLS algorithm, you cannot see a specific effect, indirect effect. See the bottom, this is the based on PLS algorithm. Look at the bottom, you can see the path coefficient, indirect effect, total effect, but there is no specific total effect, okay? So what we have to do, again, go back to diagram, okay? The diagram, then click on calculate, and select bootstrapping. Why bootstrapping? Bootstrapping is always will give us the significant the T statistics. Okay, so we want to see is there any significant relation mediation effect or not. Okay, so we need to click on bootstrapping. Okay, click on bootstrapping. Okay, so here is one thing I need to tell you is the setup. Okay, the subsample is 500 is default. That means the sample, I think for this study we have for this data set I have 325, so it should be more than that. Okay, this is the rules. And what is called the what is this? Okay, the will remain same. Okay, and one thing, sometimes if you click on one tail, is should not be one tail, it should be two tail, because the way we develop the hypothesis. Okay, let's say we say there is what is called the B has the mediating effect between A and C. Okay, so normally we develop hypothesis this way. Okay, mediating hypothesis, so it should be two tail. Okay, so make sure that it is two tail. Okay, okay, the rest is same. Okay, and the path. Okay, just start calculation. Okay, okay, now you can see a specific indirect effect for mediation. Okay, also you can see here the path coefficient. There is also, you know, this is the path coefficient, but we were looking for this. Look at the bottom. At the bottom, a specific indirect effects. Yeah, you can find this table. Okay, for the mediating effect. Okay, you can see green human resource to GPC to EGB, then green human resource to CSR to EGB. So what is the mediation effect? Okay, copy. Yeah, this is the table. So again, you can rearrange this table. Okay, you can write number, then you can hypothesis, then this is the coefficient. Okay, then don't delete this one. Okay, then keep this one standard error, T statistics. Okay, so that means we have the significant mediation here. Okay, so there actually is the partial. Okay, partial, because do you remember, as I mentioned, if you have the direct significant relationship as well as you find the indirect relationship, that means there is a partial mediation. If you have no direct significant relationship, but you find mediating effect, mediating significant relationship, that means the full mediation. Okay, and if you don't find there is no effect, the mediating effect, so no mediation. Okay, so remember this criteria. Okay, so if you look at this article, okay, you can generate this, the hypothesis, standard, the beta, okay, beta coefficient, the standard error, T value, P value. Okay, and also you can include the confidence interval. Okay, so lower level and upper level, and finally the decision. Okay, so confidence interval, where we'll get it? You can take from here. Okay, confidence interval. Okay, yeah, so is you can copy and just take this value upper level and lower level. Okay, so any confusion?
Professor, can you please repeat the command of mediation effect?
Okay, mediation. Okay, let me tell you the rule of thumb for mediating effect. You need to first calculate through algorithm, PLS algorithm. Okay, you need to calculate. Okay, because if you add new mediation, we are not sure. So this is the rule of thumb. You need to see the outer loadings, then construct reliability, discriminant validity, the path coefficient, everything you need to relook. Okay, but you cannot find the mediation effect here. So to see the mediating effect, you have to select bootstrapping. Okay, you have to select bootstrapping. Okay, if you select the bootstrapping, yeah, so make sure is the two tail path. Okay, just start, then you will find there, because we are looking for a specific indirect effect. So if you use only PLS algorithm, you cannot find this result, okay? A specific indirect effect.
Right.
Only bootstrapping can tell you this one, okay? So click on this table, you copy and paste. And the result will tell you, this means p-value will tell you a t statistic is greater than 2. This is the general rule. If you find that t statistics above 1.96, okay. So you can say there is some significant relation or mediation effect, okay. So it can be full mediation, can have partial mediation. In this case, have full and partial mediation, okay. Partial mediation, okay. So, okay, so up to this point, is it clear to you?
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Okay. So we have already
Professor, can you say confidence interval from where we can get this?
Okay, confidence interval is next to this table, okay? Confidence interval.
There is two options. Which one I will take?
Okay, what is the difference actually?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, this is bias, this is, okay, take this one. The third one, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so now let's look at this article. Okay, so is there anything else? Nothing else. So you can publish. Up to this point, you can publish ISI. So this is one of the ISI, okay, Q1 journal. Okay, and you may ask me, using only the first part, the measurement model, okay? Measurement model, is it possible to publish? Yeah, possible, but you cannot publish in a good journal, okay? But up to measurement model, considering the conversion validity, the internal consistency, discriminant validity, okay? Because you would develop this idea, the what is called the items, okay? So you can publish, but it's not a good journal. So if you add up the part 2, section 2, yeah, again, you can publish, but it's very difficult to publish in a good journal. So you have to include the third section in order to publish in a good journal. At least you should have the mediation effect, or mediating effect, or multi-group analysis, okay, or the higher order model, okay. So you can you don't have to choose all of them, okay. You can choose one of them. You don't have to choose all of them. You can choose. You can select one of them, okay. And remember, don't try to make your model too complex. If you have complex model, it does not have higher chance to get accepted, okay, to get acceptance, okay. But your storyline, you need to indicate your contribution to this study. That is the main important things, okay. As you can see, this is not too complex model, reflective model, and only 4 variables. We did only mediation, but we get acceptance in Q1 journal, okay. So this is the way you may think, okay. So for this is then let me show you how to do the moderating effect, okay. Just I'll show you based on this example, okay, because I don't have any paper here right now, and also I don't have the data. Just based on this data, if you are with me, just let me show you, okay. Should I show you, or we should stop here?
We want to see. We want to
Anyone
see.
have comments?
Please show.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Basically, again, the moderator variable, you need to add the if you have new moderator. If you have new moderator, then you need to add it in the path model. Then you need to calculate through using the PLS algorithm. Okay. Then look at the what is called the factor loading, the conversion, discriminant, all those things you have to do it again. But in this case, we don't have the new moderator. Okay, we will use one existing variable as a moderator. Okay, so let's say in this example we have GPC is our moderator variable. Okay, we consider GPC is a moderator variable. Okay, moderator. Okay, and it is continuous. Okay, it is continuous variable, and it is reflective model. Okay, these things you need to keep in mind. So how to So we want to see the effect. Okay, let's say the green human resource management has effect 1, EGB, but we want to add, multiply this GPC interaction term with green human resource to strengthen this relationship. Okay, to strengthen this relationship. So let's say this is our dependent variable. Okay, right click. Okay, right click. Then you can see add moderating effect. Okay, add moderating effect. Okay, click on it. Okay, now you see this dialog box. Okay, our dependent variable EGB moderator. We have to select which one is our moderator. Let's say in this regard GPC. Okay, GPC our moderator, and we want to interact with whom? With GHRM. Okay, green human resource management. Okay, then we have to here look at this, the calculation method. There is 3 options: product indicator, 2-stage, orthogonalization. Okay, but in this case, because our model is reflective model and also continuous variable, our moderator, so in this case product indicator is the best. Product indicator. What is product indicator actually? Product indicator is every item will multiply with another item. Okay, let's say the GPC have 5 items and human resource management has another 5 items, so it will be multiplied by each indicator. Okay, so that is the product indicator, and it will take a bit longer to appear the result. Okay, and the other things is remain same as, okay, so by default. Okay, so only this one. Okay, for continuous as well as reflective model, the product indicator is suitable best, but you can use 2-stage. Okay, 2-stage is the only multiply with the construct. Okay, so you will not get so many multiplication. Okay, multiplication. Okay, so just hit OK. Okay, hit OK. You can see the moderating if it is added here. Okay, so you can rename. You can rename. What is our moderator? GHRM. Okay, multiply with GPC. Okay, so this is our moderating variable, moderator. Okay, so as I mentioned that you need to follow product indicator and it's multiply with each indicator. Okay, let's say you can see here the items. What are the items belong to this variable? You can see show indicators of, you just right click. Okay, you just right click, show indicators of selected construct. See all items of GHRM and GPC are multiply each other. Okay, so it's too many. So in order to get the result, it may take some times, but if you use the 2-stage, you will get result faster than this. Okay, but this is the more accurate. Okay, this one is the more accurate and best one for reflective model. Okay, okay, now we can hide it again. Okay, just hide the indicators. Okay, okay, so what we have to do now, go to the calculate, PLS algorithm. Okay, just start calculation. Okay, you can see path coefficient. Okay, you can see the moderating effect is here. Okay, but if you want to see the T statistics, I think we need to go to the calculate, bootstrapping. Okay, everything remains same. Okay, calculation. Yeah, see is here, result is here. So you can copy, but it is red color. What does it mean? There is no moderating effect. Okay, is not the significant. Okay, p value is 0.890 because this is an example. Okay, this is an example. Okay, so there is no mediating effect. So you can copy again, you can paste. Okay, you can paste it, but you don't need all the things. Am I right? You want to see only them, so you can delete this part. You can delete. Okay, you can only report this row. Okay, only this row under this table, the mediating or moderating effect. Okay, so you can again you can change according to the as I did earlier. Okay, so this is the the moderator. Okay, so up to this point, I want to show one more thing that some of you can do the the last things. Okay, up to this point, any confusion? Are you with me?
No. Anyone?
No. Okay.
Maybe last.
Okay, let me show you the higher order model just to based on this example. Okay, I don't have any other data set. Okay, let me delete it first. Okay, delete everything. Let me delete everything. Okay, just to show you the example. Okay, so let's say Q1 to Q3, our one construct. Okay, then Q4 to Q6, another construct. Okay, then Q7 to Q9, another construct. Okay, so let's say the Q10 to Q12, another construct. Then Q13 to 15, another construct. Oh, no, sorry, I don't need a lot of construct. Okay, 3 is enough. Delete. Okay. Okay, let's say this 3. The higher second order, third order, I need to show you. Okay, some of you are. Okay, so align to the right. Okay, right. Align to right. Okay, so this is our, let's say, the first order. Okay, this is first order. Then we need to do the second order. Okay, it's better to have one more. Wait. This, let's say 16 to 18. Sorry. Align to the right. Okay. So this is first order. Okay. So this is second order. Okay. This is second order. Okay. And this is third order. Okay. This is third order. So now you want to do it. So how? Let's say you need to connect. Okay. Then, so first order already turned into green. That means it's ready to run. But the second order and third order is not ready yet. Okay. So what we have to do, because these two dimensions form this dimension. This is the formative. Okay. So these two, this is reflective, this is formative. Okay. So this dimension, these two dimensions from this one, these two dimensions from this one, and these two dimensions from this one. Okay. So this indicator should be belong to this. Okay, should be belong to this as well. So how? Yeah, we have to bring from here. Q1 to, sorry, this is Q1. Okay, Q1 to 3. Am I right? 9. Okay. Yeah, okay. Then 7 to 9. 7 to 9.
I think Q3 missing.
Oh, missing. Q3 missing.
Q3.
Okay, let me bring this. Just add it here. Okay. So this is, so now we can hide it, because it doesn't look good. So we can just hide it, the indicators, okay? Hide indicators, okay? That means this dimension consists of these 6 items, okay? Similarly, this one, okay, what is the 4, okay? 4 to 6. 4 to 6. Then 16 to 18. Okay, so similarly, we can hide it, okay? You can hide it, all the indicators, okay? So up to this point, you can run the model, but this one is still you cannot run. It is still red color, okay? Because this dimension is based on these 2 dimensions, okay? So all the items you need to assign for this dimension, okay? So what are the items? All of them you have to bring here. 1, 3, then 7 to 9. Okay. Then 4 to 5. 4, 5, 6, 6. Okay. Yeah. Then 16 to 19. Okay. So now your model is ready to run. So you can hide it. Hide indicators. Okay. So this is your first order, second order, third order. Okay. So you can bring another, and now let's say this is, you can bring another model to test the hypothesis relationship with this. So just for example, you can bring which one we didn't use. Okay, 10 to, let's say 10 to 14. Okay, so you can bring here. Okay, so now we need to connect it. Sorry, not this way. If you want to input on it. Okay, so this is our IB. This it becomes DB. Okay. So this way we can do the first order and second order. Same way you can go to the calculate PLS algorithm and so on. It depends on your analysis. Okay, what type of analysis? Okay, so I think that's all for today. So in what is the and multi-group analysis? Just you can go for what is called this one. Okay, multi-group analysis. Since there is no group, you have to assign the group A and B. Let's say the group A, lower income and higher income group. Okay, so you can set up the group, then you go to the partial, then the you can also check the bootstrapping. It's okay. Yeah. So and in the first things you need to set up the group. Okay, I don't have the data, so I cannot show you. Okay. So, and also this data set don't have the categorical variable, okay, and cannot generate now, okay. So this is the multi-group. One more thing you can check, just to tell you if you can remember, okay, the importance performance map analysis. You can do this on to see which variable is most important. Sometimes this is very important for policy implication, okay. In the paper, we used to write policy implication, am I right? So let's say this research paper, I didn't do this, but just to share with you, let's say this is the EGB, employees green behavior, okay? So this is our target variable, okay? Basically, this is our target variable, okay? So which factor or which dimension or which construct is important for this to have the employees, to improve the employees' green behavior, okay? So this important performance index will tell you, okay, which one is most important. So based on that, which is most important for the organization or for the, the development. So you can give the policy, most appropriate policy to improve or to focus on that specific area. Okay, so you can do also this, important performance metric. Okay, so just to tell you if you can remember. Okay, this is just you go to the calculate and the click here. Okay, importance performance map analysis. Okay, so you have to write the target variable here. Okay, so in this case we don't have this model because we delayed it earlier. Okay, so let me if you want to see, I think don't have this is. Okay, this one I think maybe let's try. Okay, can I see? Okay, target variable is OAP. Okay, so we can see the calculator. Okay, yeah. So this is the importance performance map. You can go there. Okay, so you can see this is the total effect. So you can see which one is the bigger number. Okay, this is the green human resource is the most important. Okay, because this is only two variables, so it is not appropriate. Okay, so if you let's say if you have a lot of IBs, the determinants or factors. Okay, so which factor is most important to implement the employee's green behavior? Okay, to improve the green behaviors, you can see based on this importance performance map. Okay, so it will give you two values. Okay, the construct total effect as well as it will give the construct performance. Okay, so these two value you can put in a table. Okay, you can generate another table and it will help you to give the appropriate policy for the organization or for your respective area. Okay, so okay, anyway, just to show you, anyway, go back here. Okay, so okay, up to this point I think we are going we are end of this workshop. So any question before ending or closing our session? Do you have
any questions from the audience? We have 15 minutes to go. Oh, there's a question in the chat box from Brother Alaudin. Can you explain a little bit if we add some control variables in the models? Thanks.
Control variable. Yeah, you can use control variable, but not for a smart PLS.
Okay.
If you do the what is called the econometrics modeling, okay? If you do the ARDL, if you do the non-linear model or any the moderating effect of or GMM or what is called the all those econometrics modeling, yeah, you can use the control variable. You can do also SPSS, okay? The regression you can do the control variable, but here normally we do not use the control variable, but you can use, no problem. You can, if you say that this is our control variable, like say the categorical variable, the gender, age, education, is sometimes we can say as a control variable, can consider as a control variable. Okay. So control variable basically does not have any effect. Okay, we do not to show their effect. We want to control them. Okay, although they have theoretically they have effect, but we want to control. Okay, so in this model we cannot control it. So is not appropriate to use here. You can use it for other statistical tools. Okay. Okay. Anything?
Anyone?
Thank you, Professor.
Okay.
I have one question, Professor.
There's also from Brother Ali. If there are multiple dimensions of moderating variables, how can we calculate?
Moderating effect, you can consider the what is called the continuous variable as well as categorical variable. Okay. So basically just moderating is the interaction term. Okay, so you have to multiply with your independent variable. Okay. Okay, so then see the relationship whether if you add this moderator, the relationship will be strengthened or not. Okay, so this is that. So multi-group, if you say about the multi-group, do the multi-group analysis, not the moderating effect. Okay, but yeah, the categorical variable of course has two types. Okay, the 2 or 3 or 4 categories. Okay, so you can do that. Okay, do that. You can just interact, like say gender. Okay, gender you can we interact with the green human resource. Okay, see whether there is a significant moderating effect or not. Okay, and as I have shown that using the continuous variable to see the moderating effect. basically we have to understand what is moderating effect. Moderating effect, if we add something, let's say that green human resource is already practiced, but if we include, add something else with this, okay, so it will strengthen the relationship, okay, between green human resource and employees green behavior, okay. So this is the thing. So both variables, categorical variables and continuous variable, you can use as a moderating effect. But if you have the multi-groups, okay, go for the multi-group analysis. And mediation, if you have the mediator, okay, go for the mediation. Okay, I hope I answered your question.
Okay, how is it, Brother Ali? Is it clear?
Thank you, bro. Thank you. It's very clear. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Okay.
So I have one curiosity to know one thing.
Yes,
can I ask?
Yes, you can ask again.
Professor, in the smart PLS, we can use secondary data also. Is it possible to analyze for secondary data?
Yes, can, but very rare. You know, I don't have experience, but I came to know that can use. But sometimes you will face with the the measurement model, because you cannot find the the internal consistency. Then what is called the construct reliability and validity. You cannot show all those things. Measurement method, the first part basically you cannot show. Okay.
Okay.
So actually this software is the SEM, structural equation modeling, and a smart PLS is developed for the primary data. Okay, basically. Okay. But some people say can use, and I have seen also.
Yeah, I have found one paper. I have found one paper, but I don't understand actually. For that, I'm asking you.
Yeah, because the software, if anything you put inside the software will give you some kind of result. Okay, but what is the logic? Okay, it must be rational. Okay, so yeah, that is the main problem. Okay, and also sometimes it is published, because some people do not aware of the the rationale of using this software. Okay, so I think it is clear.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? We have 10 minutes to go before we end this session. Okay, so everyone have good results and already understand the hands-on. Okay, anyone?
Okay, say yes or no. If you do not understand, say no.
Yeah, maybe for the beginners, a little bit confused. Maybe it's the first time using PLS Smart. Maybe sometimes you can get lost.
It's normal. You can be confused. This is the first time, and it's not the face-to-face interaction.
Yeah.
So I do not understand your motive. So this is the big problem. So hope the situation will be normal soon. Yeah, then we can have the face-to-face workshop.
But Professor, you perfectly deliver everything. Okay, we understand actually. If we practice in the house, then it is clear too. Okay, but it is perfectly okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, for those who want to have the slides and the recording, actually the recording you can check in the Facebook from the Kuliah of Economic and Management Science. You can check the recording, it's already there. For the slide, please fill in the linking form that's shared by Brother Muhib. Maybe you can go up in the chat room. There is a link, so you can fill it up. So we will share it by email.
Professor, can we get your email address?
My email address?
Yes. Can you give in chat box?
Yeah, is Mehedi. Let me give you. Sorry.
Yes, you can check in the University Malaya's website. Yeah.
Okay, let me write it here. MEHE at very easy UM.edu.my. Can you see? MEHEDI at UM.edu.my.
But we cannot see in the chat box.
Can you type in the chat box maybe?
I already typed.
Already, yeah?
Yeah, can you check?
It's not seen yet.
You may send
Is it to everyone?
Did you get?
I think you can change everyone. Everyone maybe they will get.
actually latter पे है बाकी letter the file is
Or maybe you can go to the University Malaya's website. There is
No,
a.
it's very
Dr.
easy.
Mehedi in
It's
email.
very easy. Let me. You just write type MEHE
MEHE
DI at um.edu.my.
Okay, thank you.
And also given to, I think it goes to Ali Aisha V.
But you can just select everyone. Then we will get.
Yeah, but I tried. Is no one. Then what is a host only? But yeah, but everyone is given. But again, it goes to Ali Aisha. Are you there, Ali Aisha?
Yes, bro. I'm Ali also, yeah, from
Please,
Indonesia.
you receive my email address?
Yes, I've got it. I will contact you, inshallah, later on.
Please, can you please with all of them, all of your friends?
And now get.
Okay. I will.
I also share you the link from the University Malayas contain a CV and emails for Dr. Mehedi.
Thank you. I got
the email address.
Yes, you can also check in the Facebook page for the recording already shared in the chat box by Department of Economics. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
So maybe some of your friends cannot attend or having a late registration. You can share the Facebook link to them so they can do the hands-on by the recording in the Facebook video. Okay, we have 4 minutes to go. Any last question from the audience? So everything's okay from your side? Okay.
So far, no question, but thank very much to our professor and also the organizer for organizing this effective training session. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome, brothers. We hope it benefits you. And thank you for Dr. Mehedi for your time conveying the beneficial knowledge for all of us. Any last statement from you, Dr. Mehedi?
Yes, thank you all the participants, and also I'd like to express my sincere thanks to the organizing committee who have invited me as one of the speakers for this series workshop. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you all again.
Okay, you're welcome, Dr. Mehedi.
So if you have any problem, so you may contact me through email. Okay.
Okay, just a gentle reminder. Today we have 2 sessions. The second session, afternoon session, will be on 2:30 until 5:30 by Dr. Muhammad Aslamia, entitled Regression Technique and Tools for Panel Data. So don't forget to attend for you who have registered. And if some of your friends cannot register, you can check in the Facebook pages. And okay, any closing statement? No, okay. We end this with Alhamdulillah and doa kafaratul majlis. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye everyone. Thank you for participating.
Okay.
Have a nice day. Stay safe. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Assalamualaikum and thank you.
Okay, I'm signing out.